So there we see Nicholas Carlson just explaining one or two things to the fans about his machine, who he didn't look very happy in his previous ride, so perhaps he's got some mechanical problems. We'll find out at the interval stage for you here in Vetlanda. We move sweetly on to heat number 11, which sees Bosse Arend ride in red, Peter Carlson blue, Peter Norlin white, and Per Jonsson in yellow and black, and this is going to be a real cracker. The green light goes on, the tapes rise and those engines drive into action, and it's the rider in blue, Peter Carlson, who gets there. Carlson takes the lead. Norlin is second place and Jonsson third, which is perhaps a little bit of a surprise. Jonsson trying to come around the outside of Peter Norlin. It's terribly close between those two. But Peter Carlson is given just a little bit more breathing space. It's Norlin and Jonsson fight between them. So Peter Carlson leads. Norlin now comes through easily to second place with Jonsson third. 2 laps gone, and now can Norlin make up any ground on Peter Carlson? And certainly Peter Carlson's not going to be out of things here in Vetlanda. Peter Carlson coming round in superb style. 1 more lap to go and he's looking set for another win. Peter Carlson leads. Still Peter Norlin in second place and Per Jonsson third. But around the final 2 bends of another cracking speedway race, it's Peter Carlson against there. Second place is Peter Norlin. In third place is Per Jonsson, and just everybody is beating everybody this afternoon. And one wonders what the total is going to be for the winner here at Vetlanda. But Peter Carlson gets 3 points and a good win for him. Peter Norlin gets 2, and Per Jonsson has to be content with just 1 point. But a good win for Peter Carlson in heat number 11. So we move swiftly on to heat number 12, the race before the interval stage here at Vetlanda. Klaus Iversen red, and he's riding superbly well. Tony Olsen, so he's going well, he's in blue. Joachim Karlsson, the surprise merchant from Vestavik, he rides in white. And Dennis Lofquist, a good winner from the back in his previous outing. This yet again promises to be one hell of a speedway race. The action is fast and furious, and the cameras of Screen Sport are always there to bring you the best possible action when it's on 2 wheels. This is heat number 12. Up go the tapes. The first one going into that turn is the rider in red, which is Klaus Iversen, who pushes the pack wide out. So Klaus Iversen heads down the back straight. Now coming through is Tony Olsen in blue. And coming around the outside is Dennis Lofquist. Dennis Lofquist going very, very wide indeed. Comes through again, it's Klaus Iversen. It's all changed, and Joachim Karlsson comes through to second place. Well, the positions have changed so many times in these first 2 laps of heat number 12. It's just a job to keep track of it. It's Klaus Iversen that leads, and you can tell by the noise from the Vetlanda crowd. Joachim Karlsson moves sweetly into second place. Olsen and Lofquist try desperately hard to get through. But with 1 more lap to go, is Klaus Iversen still holding them at bay. Second place, Joachim Karlsson, Tony Olsen in third, and Dennis Lofquist, who tried so desperately hard on that first lap, still in fourth place. But coming around the final 2 bends, coming out to take the win, it's Klaus Iversen that gets there. Joachim Karlsson in second place, and Tony Olsen third, and Klaus Iversen got every right to be pleased with himself. A good win, and from the back as well. Well, let's take a look at the interval stage, and Tony Rickardson is on 8 points, just dropped 1 point. Klaus Iversen, Peter Norlin and Peter Carlson, they both dropped 2 points, they're on 7. And dropping 3 points is Henrik Gustafsson, Tony Olsen, Per Jonsson and Joachim Karlsson. And what a good outing it is for him, considering he's 19 years of age. So there we are, that's the position at the interval stage here at Vetlanda. Join us for more Speedway after the break. Come back to Vetlanda, and there we see Connie Iversen with his brother. Connie sadly out of the injury at the moment with a broken collarbone. Just having a few words with his brother, who's doing exceptionally well here at Vetlanda. We move swiftly on to heat number 13, which sees Dennis Lofquist riding red, Jimmy Nilsson blue, Per Jonsson white on a reserve outing, replacing Nicholas Carlson for Christo Rollin from Kumla. And the second half of tonight's meeting gets underway. And the first rider to show is in blue, which is Jimmy Nilsson. So Jimmy Nilsson leads in blue, Per Jonsson in white coming round the outside of Dennis Lofquist. So Jimmy Nilsson leads. Jonsson in second place. Lufquist third in that order. Christopher Rolén fourth. But one lap gone is Jimmy Nilsson, who's looking for his first win here in the Swedish final. Per Jonsson in second place. Dennis Lufquist third. And these two, Nilsson and Jonsson, done so much for Swedish Speedway in recent years. And all of a sudden it's getting close there. Nilsson looks over his shoulder, knows that Jonsson is right behind him, there's no doubt about that. Trying the outside line, winding the throttle wide open. Nilsson going out wide. Jonsson cuts back on the inside of him as he got the speed. One more lap to go and Jonsson moves swiftly through to first place. Jimmy Nilsson second. Dennis Lufquist third. And the former world champion just showing the calibre that we all know he's capable of. Coming around to take the win. It's Jonsson that gets there. Jimmy Nilsson in second place. And Dennis Lufquist back in third. So there we are, Per Jonsson getting 3 points from the first race after the interval stage here in Vetlanda. So Per Jonsson gets 3, 2 for Jimmy Nilsson and 1 for Dennis Lufquist. Let's take another look at that action, that manoeuvre from Jonsson from the inside of the track. Nilsson just lifts slightly, locks up. Jonsson seizes his opportunity, gets the two wheels in line, drives up the inside of Jimmy Nilsson, and from that moment onwards, the 3 points were his. So heat number 14, which sees Jörgen Johansson ride in red, Klaus Iversen rides in blue, and Klaus looking for some more points here, and he's doing very, very well for Vetlanda tonight. Bosse Oren rides in white, and Stefan Dano in yellow and black. So dare we say that Klaus Iversen should be in the thick of things in this one. Nothing's certain in Speedway, because it's a funny old game, you know. So the riders lining up then for heat number 14. The green light goes on, the tapes rise, the engines roar, and into that bend they go, but it's Klaus Iversen that's there. Iversen's got his nose in front. Second place in red, Jörgen Johansson. Stefan Dano third. And sadly for old Bosse Oren, who's back it over with. Poor Stefan Dano goes very, very wide, and Bosse Oren comes through with considerable ease. But it's Klaus Iversen, to the delight of the Vetlanda followers, who's looking set for 3 more points. So Klaus Iversen looks over his shoulder, sees that Jörgen Johansson is behind him, but he's got breathing space, he's got time. Don't do nothing silly. Iversen was a winner of heat number 12, and it looks as though 2 races later he's going to get another 3 points. Klaus Iversen with just 1 more lap to go in heat number 14. Still it is Jörgen Johansson second, and Bosse Oren in third. Around the final 2 bends, and the Vetlanda crowd are giving him the encouragement he deserves as Iversen gets there. Second place, Jörgen Johansson. Third place, Bosse Oren. And there he is, punching the air with delight, and who can blame him? Another 3 valuable points for him. He moves swiftly on now, and what is fair to say, he's still got a great chance of lifting this Swedish title as he wins heat number 14. So heat 15 there in red is Erik Stenlund. Of course, double world ice racing champion, as we already told you, rides to Halstavik in the Swedish Elite League, and also having a little bit of a dabble with long track racing over the past couple of seasons. Peter Norlin rides in blue, of course from Eskilstuna, former world under-21 champion, took that title in Czechoslovakia back in 1988. Joachim Karlsson, he rides in white, rides for Vestavik, and as I've already told you, he'll be coming to England next week to appear in the world under-21 Speedway final at Coventry's Brandon Stadium. And Henrik Gustafsson from Kumla, you just need to tell you that this is heat number 15. Into that bend they drive, and it's Peter Norlin who's just got his nose in front. Norlin, Gustafsson on the outside, Stenlund there as well. And Joachim Karlsson comes underneath both Stenlund and Gustafsson. What a tremendous ride from him. But it's Peter Norlin that leads, which is more importantly than ever for him. Second place still Joachim Karlsson. Henrik Gustafsson third. And Peter Norlin really now has got a lot of distance between him and Joachim Karlsson. And the cowboy from Eskilstuna is doing very, very nicely in his quest for a Speedway honour in his home country. And he's always rated Vetlanda as one of his favourite tracks. And we can see why, Peter. Second place, Joachim Karlsson still. And Henrik Gustafsson, it just doesn't look as though he's going to produce anything at the back of this one. So we're on the final lap of heat number 15. And Peter Nolene set for 3 more points. Driving round the 3rd and 4th turn of lap 4. And it's Nolene that gets there. Second place is Joachim Karlsson, who beats Henkel Gustafsson, which is a good scout for him. But it's Peter Nolene who gets back to winning ways. And 3 valuable points as he takes the checker flag in heat number 15. 2 points to Joachim Karlsson and 1 to Henrik Gustafsson. Peter Nolene, a very convincing winner of heat number 15. So there he is, going back in the pits, no doubt a very, very pleased young man. Getting the pats on the back from his colleagues in the pits. And he's tucked in very, very nicely now with just 1 more outing to go here in the Swedish final. And still a lot of questions to answer as we look at the Swedish national flag, and we move swiftly on to heat number 16, which sees Peter Karlsson there in red. He goes into gate number 1. Gate 2 is Tony Rickardsson. Just dropped 1 point, currently on 8. He's in blue in gate 2. Tony Olsen, white, gate 3. And Patrick Carlson, yellow-black, gate 4. So, somebody's got to beat Tony Rickardsson if they want to get Peter Nolene and a few others through to a few runoffs here in Vetlanda, and that's what the crowd want. The action to stay fast and furious. This is heat 16. Into that first turn, those 4 boys locked together, they literally are. And Peter Karlsson just gets his nose in front. So Peter Karlsson at his leads. Second place in white is Tony Olsen, and Rickardsson is left for dead at the moment, having to fight with Patrick Karlsson, and Rickardsson comes through to 3rd place. So this is just what the doctor ordered, if you don't mind me saying so, Tony, because somebody had to drop some points, and it looks so Rickardsson's going to do it. Peter Karlsson leads, Tony Olsen 2nd, Tony Rickardsson 3rd, 2 laps gone. And Peter Karlsson, who goes back into the Swedish army on Monday to complete his national service, which all the youngsters still have to do in Sweden, is looking pretty good here in Vetlanda, and certainly not out of things. We're on the final lap of heat number 16. And then we'll have a look at the old scoreboard and see what the position is, but it's getting very, very close out there. Rickardsson's dropped some more points. Coming around to take the win is Peter Karlsson that wins. 2nd place, Tony Olsen. And Tony Rickardsson dropping 2 more points. And he has to be content with 3rd place. So Peter Karlsson gets 3 points. 2 to Tony Olsen and 1 to Tony Rickardsson. But a good win for Peter Karlsson in heat number 16. So all the riders now had 4 outings here in Vetlanda, and it's time to have a look at the scoreboard. And a very, very interesting position it is too. Klaus Iversen, Peter Nolene and Peter Karlsson all on 10 points and dropped 2 points each. Tony Rickardsson and Per Jönsson, they both dropped 3, they're on 9. Join us for the conclusion of this final after break.
The ability of the riders unquestionable. The 3rd and final round of the 1991 Inter-Nations Cup. Let's rip from Glasgow's Shorefield Stadium. With the UK, Sweden and the USA in hot competition, see the decisive round. Thursday at midnight on Screen Sport.
Where can you find the hottest action on wheels?